pajamas. Just doing a quick little live stream. We still don't have a schedule of when the streams will be happening. I'm supposed to be starting teaching for my buddy's company, but things have been going a little sideways, so I don't know what the schedule's going to be like. But I'm thinking of doing Tuesdays at noon and Thursdays at about like 8 or 9 p.m. So I'm trying to get some kind of schedule so I can reach all the people from all over the world. All right, it is what it is. All right, well, I'm glad to welcome you into my pajama time. Yeah, I train and sleep in the same shit, because I'm a bachelor, so I can do. But the reason I came on really fast is that, there's still a lot of people with a lot of misunderstandings in the Tai Chi community, and a lot of the misunderstandings with me are my fault. Not entirely. Life happens, but I could have did more to plot out and streamline my brand and appearance here, because I didn't start this with this clear-cut plan like these other Tai Chi guys. It wasn't like this mission where I wanted to become some. I was already a fitness guru. You know what I mean? I've already had all my. I've had myself situated in life. I didn't need to be famous doing Tai Chi. I did it for because I loved the study of it. It was fun and it's helpful for people. But there was no concise goal. It was just like I knew what I was doing. And I was going to start sharing techniques, but I made the assumption that there was a lot more people who were like me, and I don't really see that. So I'm gonna try to give a rundown and see if anybody shows up and asks any questions. But I don't even know the guy's name. In the last Adam Minzer video I just did, a couple of people were talking about the techniques, and they still think that what Adam Minzer doing thing. I don't blame them. Okay, I don't blame them, and but I think the problem is when I try to explain that I demoed all the same techniques that Adam Minzer is doing. I demoed them, I showed them. I just don't isolate them and blow it up out of proportion, because it's not, to me, it's a fraction of Tai Chi, but it's unusual, it's a gimmick, so it's sold as a gimmick. I get it, but there's more than enough clips, and you have to go and do your homework. It's like I'm not isolating these magic tricks to try to gain a following. I do this to teach the theory, okay? I was trying to expose the concept to help inspire people to do the study, okay? But none of it's bullshit. None of it's fake, okay? Now, there are a lot of people who fake it, and we know this. But the problem is, you gotta understand, in order for someone to fake something, there had to be a genuine article. There had to be something people are copying to fucking fake. So then all of a sudden, it's not real. It's like, come on, guys. There's a lot of things in this world that that look fake, that look impossible. Okay, like the invisible chair, for instance. Okay, people will say, "No, you didn't stay like this for a half hour at a time." No, I want to see you guys get into a 90-degree horse stance with your back straight and sit here with me and have this conversation. Okay? We're going to have this conversation. We're just going to hang out here. Back straight, 90 degrees. They say, it's not possible. It's not possible. While I'm fucking doing it. Okay? So, these are problems with people. That they say, it's not possible. This is impossible. That's not possible. People say you can't do a pistol squat. Okay? It's not possible. And then they'll watch somebody do it. The problem, is a lot of issues with the training models of people. And I give credit where it's due. The UK guys, thank God, they do have a lot of good schools and good cliques. You know what I mean? Like, I get to play with a couple of people. The people came to know that I played from UK. I don't remember which school they were from. You know what I mean? But in general, the European cliques are pretty good. You know what I mean? From the little experience I have with them, right? But it is what it is. It's frustrating, because there's a lot of issues to deal with. I have my personal issues and stuff because it's my business. It's what I do. Tai Chi is a fraction of my business, by the way. Again, I'm a trainer. I train everything and everyone. I made this channel more about Tai Chi because I went and did the study to uncover the bullshit more than anybody in the world. So I figured it would be useful to you people who, like me, were studying Tai Chi and were like, wait a second, there's more to this? Oh, this isn't the whole thing? That was it, But I think that the main characteristics of the people who I've noticed who are so anti-Minzer, not all of them, but a lot of them, most of them are just lazy. Most of them are just they just don't want to put in the work, and they see something and like, oh, that's a new goal. I don't want to deal with that, so they shut their mind off to it. There's other people who I can say are legitimately like, well, that doesn't look practical. And I get it. But don't say it's fake and not possible. Okay? When I've shown it to you, I'll explain it to you, I'll let you come and feel it. I'm not like these guys. And if you look at the reason why you guys are having trouble finding the perfect clips of me doing the animism, because I do it in live context. I'm not doing it to show off this technique. You understand? So if you go, and there's one universal body mechanics for law enforcement. One of my students who were at one of the recording studios, after we were jamming, he's a cop. He asked me, to show him some of the theory. So I posted that video because how often you get to see like the closed door shit. Okay? In that video, you will see clips of me doing things that should scare Adam Minzer. Okay? Because I take those techniques and I put them into a point for warfare. Okay? Like, I don't care about looking pretty and making believe that Tai Chi is a Buddhist principle. It's not. Tai Chi and Buddhism are diametrically opposed to each other because Tai Chi is Taoism. Okay? Taoism is the nature of the physical matrix. Buddhism is the nature of the mental and etherical matrix. There are two separate practices that run parallel, but they're not on top of each other. You understand? So there's a lot of these, the core and the philosophy that have been mixed in together. I'm not saying that's wrong. Your path is your path. Do it however you want. For me, I don't believe it that way. To me, Tai Chi is a martial art that I just so happen to be able to practice and apply principles from Taoism and other things. But it's a martial art first. You know what I mean? And these internal principles that have been documented for thousands of years. If you're doing Tai Chi, and all of the fucking legends say this is what it is, and you spend 20 fucking years, and you don't have any chi feeling, and you have no woo tricks, none at all, you fucked up. You fucked up. You are not studying. You went, and this is the same with religion. You go, I'm a Christian, I'm a Jew, I'm a Muslim. And all you do is go to the church and repeat what the preacher told you, and then whatever that little dichotomy is, you can't go outside of it. You don't know anything about religion. You don't know anything about philosophy. All you do is repeating information, repeating thoughts. You have no intrinsic understanding or experience because you locked yourself away from it. When I go and tell people about remote viewing, when I tell them about all this astral stuff, can't be true. So what's the point? I mean, if it wasn't true, why did the government spend billions of dollars doing research? Okay? If it's not true, why did they have these psychic spies? Why did I get banned everywhere? Okay? So the point is, there's things in this reality that seem like bullshit that are very fucking real. That are very real. Okay? Very real. But, again, let me digress. Because there's so many problems. I mean, it's from my view, from the other view, from trying to help the situation. These concepts, if you look at Tai Chi as a whole, you look at the entire syllabus of what it's supposed to be from the beginning, the weapons forms, all the other shit, and if you want to be really crazy about it, look at the word for internal work in Chinese. What is it? Neijia, right? What's the word in Japanese? Ninja, I think it was. Ninja? Very similar. Huh. I wonder how that happened. Is it possible that the Chinese assassins were wrecking the Japanese and the Japanese samurai couldn't handle that and dishonor, so they had to go and culturally appropriate all the Chinese internal arts? The logical fucking conclusion, guys. Kara, Te, right? Kara was China, the land of China. Okay, and Tay was Wei. The fucking Japanese government changed the word to mean empty because they wanted to wipe out China and take it over. So these are the things that people, they don't understand the history. They're just repeating history. What am I on Zanzong? I think my thoughts on the training is depending. I think all training is good. I just think that some training is not necessary for some people. For instance, like if you're doing Tai Chi, like unless you're trying to do a specific energy practice in these standing postures, your Tai Chi form a standing posture. So it's like if I'm gonna sit here, and I just did a demo of standing posture, because like I said, like my karate training, we literally, this is my training for 20 fucking years, is sitting in these postures. And I try to explain to people, like try to be able to sit in a 90-degree angle. So there's training to this, but the regular standing tree pose for general martial artists, I think is kind of a waste of time because you have how many of your hand sets that you should be practicing as a standing pose. So when Tai Chi was originally taught, it was taught like karate, like a line, where you do ward off, and then you would do your standing pose, where you'd sit in ward off, and then you would practice certain energy circulation, certain like breathing things, and you would do this as a standing posture. So I think that standing posture training is the most fundamental, important training you could ever do as a martial artist. However, the default tree pose, I don't think for most internal stylists is a necessary thing because you have it everywhere else. I hope that answers your question. But it's a great training, I mean, you know? But it's not limited to Tai Chi or Chinese martial arts because I started doing standing training karate. You know, I always tell the story, my teacher, he would line us up and then we'd get into our stance, you know, usually like a front stance or like a sudaki or something like that, and he would leave. He would fucking leave. And he'd come back an hour, 2 hours later, and we're all shaking, and he'd come back with his cane, and he'd look at the floor, and the fucking sweat around my foot wasn't perfect. When I lifted my foot up, I got a beating like in the fucking saw. Okay? So, it's I miss that. I know when you're going through it, it's like, what the but there's some kind of like a home sweet home feeling about getting your ass beat like that. About like you just cooked. Like you just get cooked. I'm dead serious. It's a fucking sweaty foot mark. It was a sweaty foot mark. And we had these wood floors, and we would use the, like, it's same like this, where you have the panel. So we would use the panels as a grid. It was actually 12, what do you call it? Foot square wood tile. So we laid the square tiles, and you use it to measure. Yeah, pretty much. It's eating bitter like a motherfucker. So that's why when I started Tai Chi in like 95 or 6, I don't remember exactly what year it was. I remember I went to college in like 97, so I already started Tai Chi before then. So it had to be between 95 and 7 sometime. But I only got a couple of private lessons and I had William Chen's book. So for me, I just applied all of my karate training to my Tai Chi training. I was like, I'm just going to train this like I train every other martial art because it's the same shit. So I would go read the book and I do my practice, I do the form, I do my standing posture, and I just kept doing it. You know? This is how I did it. You know, but I think the concern I'm having now, the reason why I jumped on here just so quickly is because, you know, there's still guys who have practical experience who are so close-minded into the new technique. Actually, the old technique, because the Fa Jing stuff and the internal elastic collision power is the oldest fundamental that makes Tai Chi Tai Chi. So if they don't take the time to go and learn it, and you say, oh, it's bullshit, why are you doing the style? This fucking style is based on that fake bullshit. The entire end goal is to become an immortal and throw fireballs, bro. So I know it's a it's hyperbolic, but the point is, there's a level of it that's real, and I demo it all the time. So I don't know what else to say to these people. Now, what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to steal the model of my friend because my friend's flaking out. He's had me trying to stop these classes for me, and I don't know what the fuck's going on with this guy. So I'm just going to start doing it myself in Discord, which is my plan eventually anyway. I was going to do two classes a week, $30 each, okay? Cash App donations, we do forms, we do applications, and then for people who can get together on video and have a partner, we can do push hands drills and things like that if you have a partner at home. So we'll be setting that, and we'll do the first ones for free. The first class will be for free, it'll be in the Discord. So anybody that wants to join, we'll be doing form and, basic seminar stuff like that. And I want to give people, because I don't like this shit where everything's behind it. I will teach you the basic stuff for free. You get it on your own, great. What I charge for is my personal corrections, okay? My personal time. There's so much information, I'm never gonna run out. I don't have to fucking hide shit from people, okay? It's just stupid, okay? I'm never gonna run out of stuff to teach people, okay? This is all I do my whole life, okay? So, it's not a problem. But I was hoping maybe the UK guys would have jumped in and tried to, have some questions here. But that's the deal, you know what I mean? It's like, I need you guys to give some, what's the word here? Just have a little bit of an open mind, okay? I know people are going to come in like, oh, everything's fake. I am the guy who's going to dispel the bullshit, okay? I have no need for magic tricks that don't fucking work. I can break a brick. Look at my fucking knuckles, okay? Look how much damage has been done to my hands, okay? Look at this. Watch this tendon. Okay, ready for this? You can hear it too. Okay? I'm not the guy who needs magic tricks, okay? I'll smash your fucking head in for fun. I'm telling you that I got out of my way because I love to study, okay? And I'm telling you what works. I'm telling you what exists. I have no need. I'm not making any fucking money, okay? I don't care about being famous. It doesn't make a difference. All I'm asking you fuckers to do is to go and practice it, recreate the conditions, apply it, and say, this is what it is, this is why it happens, this is what it could do, this is what it can't do. Don't go and say that everything you can't do is fake or bullshit. At least when I first saw 2003, 2004, when the fuck did YouTube start with this bullshit? Somewhere around then. And I saw these clips of these old Chinese masters flinging people, and I looked at this. I'm already second, third dan, okay? I've been training my whole life. I'm looking at this. What the fuck was that? I'm like, no. Run that back. I wanted to disprove it the same as you did. The difference is I started from a scientific perspective where I am an expert. I literally spent my entire life kicking ass and getting my ass kicked. I understand the body mechanics. I'm going to reverse engineer this shit. And then I'm going to go around to every motherfucking Chinese motherfucker I know. And I'm going to make them show me one way or another. And I did this for years, okay? Years. And I've seen bullshit. And I've seen some real scary secret shit, okay? That you're not seeing on YouTube. I've seen it all. And I'm telling you for certain, the elastic collision, dodging throws, and all the fakery shit that you think is fake is very real. And that's why people are faking it, because they want to get attention. I have no reason to fake it. My point was to expose it and make it accessible to everyone so that Tai Chi can stop de-evolving. Because that's what's happening to all martial arts. They're going backwards. Well, they're going forwards into a fucking garbage dump, and we need to take them backwards back to the Muzan Mountain. That's really the fucking problem here. The idea of saying that the internal power doesn't exist, or when I show you a demo, it's not like this, it's like, come on, man. Look, I don't care if you believe in flat earth or fucking, the fucking spinning sun model. You gotta be fucking real and say that NASA's lying. I don't fucking know if the earth's a fucking pizza or if we're on a fucking asteroid. All I know is that motherfuckers are lying. Okay? I know that the fucking math doesn't make sense. I can tell you that much. Okay? I can tell you that I've never seen a fucking photo from outside. That I know. So that's how I look at reality. Okay? I understand there's some things that don't make sense. I'm going to go figure it out. I'm gonna test it. I'm not gonna just say, that's fake. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Come on. Look, there's a lot of things that are like fucking complete magic tricks, alright? Let's be fucking real. You know, and I mean, for instance, like, real magic tricks, okay? Real magic tricks, there's always a solution. Okay, you see it's a trick, it's in this hand, I put it in this hand, it's gone, ooh, it's here. Okay? Real magic tricks, fine. But there's a solution, you can understand. Okay, yes, it's a trick, but there's a mechanic behind the trick. There's a science behind the trick. I am showing you that the science behind the 5 ring tricks is real, and I can reproduce it on very non-compliant fucking people. Okay? I'm talking about like pro people, like no bullshit. Okay? And I've done it countless fucking times. So I know what works and what doesn't, because I put myself in danger to test it. So I'm telling you, this is what happens. The problem is, you have to fucking go and do that work, and is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to learn this magic 5 ring shit if you don't even know how to throw a fucking punch? No! No! For the most majority of people, it's nonsense and bullshit. But it doesn't mean it's not real. It doesn't mean it's not effective. So my point is this. If I take somebody with real deal boxing and kickboxing skills or MMA skills, and I teach them that shit, does it give them an advantage or not? If I'm saying it's true, and I take some fucking high-level MMA guy, and I give him these skills, does he have an advantage or does he not? That's all I'm asking. If that's the case, look into it. Do I think that somebody who's just starting Tai Chi should be worrying about fucking flying people across the fucking room? No, it's stupid. It's fucking stupid. You need practical body external level first. You need to be able to knock a motherfucker out with your base level Tai Chi, just hitting them. Once you have that level, which takes about a year, then you start to build up upon that. You start going from the external into the internal, the same way as classical karate does. Okay? They don't want you to know that because the point of Tai Chi is that it's supposed to be hidden. It's a the word with the tongue. What the fuck's the name of the fucking Chinese word for this? But the long fist literally means like hidden and occulted. So Tai Chi comes from long fist. Okay? And you look at the words, it literally implies that the style doesn't show you what it really does. It has to be hidden on purpose. When you look at the Tai Chi, right, and the fucking Lhasa, and like the works of Lhasa, when you pay attention to the history, even then the governments were fucking with them. Changguan, thank you. And it loosely means like hitting something. It's like it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like hidden fist, you know? It's like it doesn't really mean just long. It means it's alluded long, kind of held out and fucked up. It's like a weird implication. So there's things that you have to understand about the culture that the governments have forever been trying to make the peasants not be able to defend themselves. And this is what they're trying to spread to us now. Okay? They're trying to take over, and this is all Chinese military tactics, and I have to commend them because they did a great fucking job. Okay? The West is fucking done. Okay? From the inside. The Chinese tacticians have done a great job. But what is this consistent pattern all the way from lots? It's like one of the passages in the Tao Te Ching was something about when you giving something to like dealing with, basically there was a king that was trying to fuck their shit up, and there was an argument about like if you give him too much or not give him, the whole thing was a treatise of being deceptive and make yourself look strong or weak and weak or strong. It's all lies, it's all substitute, it's all diversion, which is why I say to people the ninja were Chinese, the ninjas were not Japanese. It's a fucking lie. It's a lie. If you look at all the descriptions of the type of attacks that the ninja were doing in Japan, they're all Chinese internal art. It's all Tai Chi, Jingyi, Batwa. All of it. Down to the type of weapons, the throw darts, all of it. And I know people are going to hear this shit, but when you pay attention to the culture, the Chinese are very deceptive. It's part of their culture. You know what I mean? You gotta understand, like, everyone sees the kung fu movies and they see like this, this painting. The Chinese aren't like that, bro. Okay, I grew up in Chinese houses, I'm telling you. I grew up in the Chinese gangs, I'm telling you, I know. They're not like that. It's, the culture is completely different than what people want to believe it is, okay? They want to paint this like fuzzy picture with fucking like, pink dresses and shit. That's not how it was. They're gangster. They're like hillbilly gangsters. and everything is like, it had to be hidden because you had these constant oppressive forces from like these ruling classes and there was caste systems. It's like, same thing happened in Japan where they banned, and it happened for thousands of years. So the point being is, we now come to this point where we have these fractioned, watered down systems. And even people who have practical versions are still watered down, fucked up systems. Because there's some really good guys we're talking about today. Dan Dowry, somebody. And I remember these guys, they're pretty good. But when you compare it to the original, they're all fucked up. Even the best ones are still fucked up. Look, I learned William Chen. William Chen, from what I understand, his style at the time was the only one that was proven in a fucking ring in boxing. So I was very lucky. William Chen was the most practical because he got in the ring and knocked fucking people out. So did his fucking kids and so did his students. So to me, I go with the William Chen as a very, very practical, top of the rung. I don't know about the UK guys, but I know about William Chen. But when I looked at what they did comparatively, once I understood when the internet came out, and I saw how different the Tai Chi lineages, just Yang Cheng Fu lineage from his brothers, the Ban Hall and all the others. They're completely fucking different lineage. These are brothers. These are fucking brothers. How did one come with this and very simple frames? The other one's all like twisted and dim lock shit. Like it doesn't make sense. And then you compare that to the Chen style, which it was stolen from. What? And then you see the Wu style, and then you see the Tong styles and the other divergent systems, and then you look at the Wu Down Mountain style. They're completely different. They're all completely different. So how can any one of us say this is the real Tai Chi and this is authentic and this is the only way? It's impossible because we're all fucking doing it wrong. Every one of us is doing a divergent, broken interpretation of Tai Chi Chuan. Everyone. And the lineage I have the most respect for is Dr. Yang's lineage, because as far as I've seen so far, he's the one that has a complete lineage with all the weapons, all the forms, all the applications. He's the only one I've seen publicized that has it. And I know for a fact it's not the real thing because Tai Chi is too big. Tai Chi is so small that it becomes the biggest system possible. That's the problem. The Tai Chi system is so small that it becomes infinitely big. There's 5 steps and 8 moves. For 5 steps and 8 moves, the entire fucking I Ching comes out, right? And that's why it's like the grand ultimate. Why? Because it's literally everything. It's literally, it's like the fucking root of everything. So, just from me, and that's why I gave up years ago about learning the weapons. Because I realized, for me, it will take my entire life to get an attempt to bring the handsets of all divergent Tai Chi into some unified package. That was my goal, was Chen Manching did an abomination. He made the form, broke it up, made it simple, all this stuff. Took out way too many moves. William Chen came back and said, you took out a little too many moves, let's put some back in, okay? And I said, well, if that's my lineage of break it apart and bring it back together, I gotta continue the fucking thing. So I'm doing what my grandmaster, William Chen, did with his grandmaster. I'm gonna continue this process. And hopefully there'll be people who will come after me who will continue this process. So instead of de-evolution, we have re-evolution. Okay? That's the point. That's the point. For me, as a martial artist, all I care about is practicality. I reached the practical limit of my martial arts 20 years ago. Okay? Here's what people understand. In order to incapacitate and kill people is very easy. To be consistent is difficult, but the training modality is very easy. You have to fucking go hard. To stop people in real life is very simple. I've reached that 25 years ago. And anybody can do it. Anybody has bad intentions and direct will can get these ideas, because it doesn't take much to stab a motherfucker. It doesn't take much to fucking, hit somebody in the face with a bat. Doesn't take much to fucking poke somebody in the throat, okay? Doesn't take much to kick somebody in the kneecap. You have to have the will and determination and the power to do it, okay? So I don't need this stuff. I do this stuff for the study. I do this stuff because it's interesting and it keeps you healthy and it keeps you thinking and it keeps you evolving. Because if you don't keep evolving, you wind up dying. That's the point. So it comes to a point where like, and that's why I love to teach the Tai Chi this way. It's like you, in the first year, you should know all of the applications, all the killing moves, all the power generators. You don't have to, you shouldn't have to perfect them, but you should have an understanding in your hand that if you were to leave after a year, you could go on a mountain and practice every day and come back and improve a little bit at least. You're not going to go down. You're at least going to be level or improve on your own. Okay, that's the thing people don't understand, you know? I think it's also a problem that there's a dependency on masters. I was lucky because I never have been part of a commercial school as a student. I was always a teacher. I've been hired. Yeah, I was in Bloodsport. How'd you know? I was one of the little kid extras. I was like 4. Fucking idiot. So, you should have said kickboxing. You could have said it was tongue pole and metalhead here. Come on, bro. Gotta be thinking. So, what was I saying? So anyway, point being is that there's a lot of divergent bullshit, right? And my point was to try to like get some sense of it, and because I know there's other people like me who want the study. They're doing it for the study and the research principle, right? That's why I'm doing this shit. For the people in the UK, like this I'm saying, there's a whole lineage of people who are fighting, and they understand what I'm saying. And I'm telling them, listen, I'm with you. I got this practical application shit, but I've also studied the woo-woo stuff. And I'm going to tell you, this part of the woo-woo is real. This part of the woo-woo I can't prove. Do something with it. But don't go around and stop saying, oh, I can't do it. It doesn't exist. Like, the people be like, oh, you can't break a brick. And then, oh, breaking a brick's impossible. I remember when the internet first started. And I'll never forget, this fucking jerk off from some karate school. He was going by the handle Rabbit. Something Rabbit. And he was talking about how you can't block kicks with your hands. This is the same guy who was talking about he can break a brick in a competition, but he can't block a kick with his hand. These are the kind of morons that I have fucking conversations with on the internet for the last 30 years, 20 fucking years, whatever it is, okay? So, it's difficult, guys. You know, and I understand the dilemma because I'm with you. I understand people teaching bullshit that doesn't fucking work. So that's the last thing I want to see is more people going around like, oh, you're doing this. And yeah, you know, let's be extra soft. And, oh, Buddha bless you. And, you know, you practice this for 20 years and you may be able to stop someone trying to rape and rob you. But for the 20 years, you must hide in a corner and don't ever go outside because you don't want to wind up getting killed. It's like, come on, man. And then what happens, you do that training for 20 years, and then you end up old, and you're like, oh, now I'm too old to prove it. Now I'm too old. I can't fight no more. So it's like... Oh, my God. Jesus Christmas Christ. But I always find it like kind of odd because I think that people want to hold on to their lives because like I was saying to this other guy, it's hard because like you don't want to see the truth because if you see the truth, that means that you were wrong. If you were wrong, you have to take the fucking accountability to change. I make mistakes very rarely, but I make mistakes. I will say I'm never wrong because 99.9% of the time, I won't open my fucking mouth unless I can back my shit up. That's how I keep myself legit. And if I don't know, I'm gonna be like, yo, dude, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna go look it up or I'll get back to you. It's that fucking simple. It's that fucking simple. So, I just don't know what I want to do with the Tai Chi at this point because there's not, even in martial arts, like, look, man, this is my business, right? And COVID put me on a fucking 3-year vacation. I'm trying to get back out and get into what is this guy fucking? It's Frank Zappa's son for Iron Maiden Mass. I'll take that. Frank Zappa's a guru. So, yes, anyway, the fucking point is, I don't know where to go with this now because I'm coming back trying to start getting into society and I'm seeing a bunch of fucking retards and delinquents and people don't know what the fuck to do with themselves. You know what I mean? And I'm literally doing demos with Navy guys who are cops, Marines who train with fucking Henzo Gracie, okay? Like Penn State wrestlers, fucking, and anything I do is not enough for you guys. And I'm not doing it in some like pay-per-view, you have to do it like this. No, you see my fucking videos, like we're talking, come at me, bro. It's like, I do, it's in my pants, actually, right here. Python's in my fucking pants. So, that's the deal, guys. And with 130 videos I have now, you gotta go and watch the videos. I suggest guys who are really into studying, go into the Util box and put all your videos at 2x speed. Watch the video and fast forward, okay? You don't have to be watching it in slow motion. Watch it and fast forward, and then when the important parts come, you stop and slow it down, okay? But I demoed all this shit, but I do it in passing naturally. So I'm not sitting there, oh, you have to touch me like this, and I'm gonna do the thing like this, and I don't do that shit. Who's that? The Earl Monty guy should say this. I don't do fucking sitting duck technique. You know what I'm saying? I don't do sitting duck technique. It's like, you see me do things, I'll show it in a controlled way, but now I'm like, okay, let's go, let's flow. Everything has to be done in flow. Because if it's not done in the flow, you don't know. You don't know if it's gonna work, bro. You know this guy was the man on his little team. I actually was the man on my little team. I actually was the man. I was the man. You know? I was really good at sports as a kid. I was a freak. But my family was evil. Okay? Like, and it's funny because my mom and dad weren't poor. I was poor. It's kind of fucked up. No, I was badass. I could play every position. I was ambidextrous. I literally would go and play every position. So I wanted to be a pitcher, and when they did the tryout, he saw I could throw with both hands. He was like, wait a second. And I was able to catch, and I was fucking fast. I was a wild little fuck. And then they just kept putting me in all these different positions. I played soccer also. They did the same thing to me. I wanted to be goalie, and they put me like, you played too long, go do somebody else have it. I don't want to fucking play any else. But anyway, yeah, I didn't really stay on Little League because my mom and dad were fucking retarded assholes. So they were constantly fighting, and like, so I got to play like 3 games. The third game, I was like 7 years old, and my mom and they got into a fight, and they both left me. They fucking both left me there. So, you know, and then I moved to shit went sideways. I had to go to fucking Jersey, and that was a shit show. And somebody got me like a tryout for like a travel team. I got, but my mom wouldn't let me do because my mom was a fucking cunt and tried to ruin everything that was good in my life. So that's how that happened. But yeah, that's basically that. You know, my mom tried, but she was nuts, severely fucking brain damaged. But anyway, back to Tai Chi. So, I mean, look, I at this fucking point, I don't know what the point is anymore. You know, the original intent, because I was looking at the world very differently. Okay, I was thinking there was a lot more of us, people who like to study, people who like actually, you know, got their hands dirty. I didn't realize how many fake, watery, narcissistic, like, you know, let me just get attention people showing my fucking superpowers if there were. You know what I mean? I didn't get that. So you gotta remember, I learned all these Fa Jing tricks in the beginning of the YouTube time because I've been doing this from before Adam Minzer was a fucking thing. And I think I've probably been training longer than the guy. You know what I'm saying? The bad look for the woo-woo shit didn't happen yet. All I saw was there was Chinese masters doing shit that looked impossible, and it was labeled Tai Chi, and I was pissed off why the Tai Chi I learned didn't have the weapons and didn't have the other stuff, because I didn't know it existed. I thought it was just a boxing style. So I had to go figure this shit out. It pissed me the fuck off. So I went on a mission, okay? I need a mission. People who know me, when I want to learn something, there is nothing else. I'm going to do that thing and completely immerse myself until I know every fucking, I want it all. And that's what I did. And this was before there was any Adam Minsners or any of these fucking martial man people. I was here before any of them, okay? Doing this shit. Before any of these fucking guys. Trying to figure the fucking thing out. These guys didn't exist. Okay? So the idea of the negativity on the woo-woo didn't mean anything to me. I was already a practical martial artist, and I saw there was some other occult shit, and I was going to either disprove it or I'm going to steal it. And I couldn't disprove it. Okay? What I did was prove the fake people how they're doing it fake and show you how the real people are doing it real. That's what happened. So you were named Damien even after the Omen came out? That's actually why my mom called me Damien. I am the reincarnation of Lucifer. Okay? Who's also Yeshua. Okay? So I'm the reincarnation of fucking Lucifer and Jesus. That's why she named me fucking Damien. Okay? Yeah. That's why. I was born under a family of Spanish witches who basically summoned me to come bathe the world in fucking fire. It's a true story. It's a fucking true story. Truth is stranger than fiction, people. I'll give you something to fucking talk about. You want to fucking talk about crazy shit? That's some crazy shit. But I'm sticking on the title. But enough of the nonsense. Seriously. The Tai Chi theory is like, these practices are not so unusual. The thing is that they don't want you... Look, let's just talk about actual cult science, okay? Let's talk about psychic abilities. If you really don't believe that that's a thing, okay, you're a fucking idiot. You are an idiot. You don't want to see it. And I'm going to tell you something, it's scary because if you know it's real and those people have this ability, it will scare the shit out of you, right? And then once you start to go into these practices, like the real Buddhist training, if you don't have a master who's going to show you the way, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I'm going to tell you, like, it's real. It's fucking real. It's fucking real. All right? It's enough to put the fear of God in the motherfucker. So, anyway, I just hope that my videos would take the people like me, like the UK guys I was talking to, who actually care about practical stuff and open their minds to the possibility that our bodies can do more than you think. That's all I'm saying. The problem is I don't want you to abandon practicality like these fucking Misner camps. Oh, there should be no strikes and there's no phones. Yeah, if you live in this fucking little echo chamber sanctuary world, if you live in the fucking temple, for the rest of us normal humans, we can't live like that, bro. We gotta fucking hit people. Okay? You gotta fucking wreck a motherfucker sometimes. And it's not like, no, I'm gonna fucking tear your head off your body because you're fucking with my life. You know? As long as you can maintain that, there's no reason to not try the woo-woo. Okay? Like, there's no reason to not attempt to see if it exists. It's not going to change your practical ability. My dick didn't fall off. I didn't forget how to throw a reverse punch because I started practicing Fa Jing. Okay, go ahead. I'm thinking of it. And there's only one number I'll be thinking of. And everybody knows which one I'm going to think of. You were really fucking close, fucko. You were really close. Okay? You were really close. Come on, bro. Look who you're talking to. Fucking Benny. 69, you fucking noobs. 69! For fuck's sake. Not only am I a pervert, but the 69 is a fucking Tai Chi symbol. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Do you know the biggest secret of the Taoists that they're all fucking perverts? Like the real secret is like sex magic. When you really go into the occult of Buddhist and Taoist teaching, they don't fucking show you, is like actual fucking self-rape. It's insane. Like these people, it's literally they're practicing. Okay? It's what do you think when they're talking about the anal pump? Alright, they're literally, you're basically taking an energy ball and shoving it up your butt. Okay? They're like super perverted. Look, there's so many things that I can easily prove, that these things are true, they work, and they can help you. But the problem is that these people are thinking like Sith and absolutes and like, well, if I practice that technique, then I have to abandon what? It's like you're somehow in this like cult religion, like these religious zealots. Oh, my practical lineage is the only lineage. My added mental lineage is the only lineage. My young Dr. Yang is the only lineage. So what the fuck you guys talking about? It's Tai Chi is the fucking is the goal. The lineages are a vehicle to get to the Tai Chi goal. That's why I say all these masters are bullshit. 99 out of 100 are full of themselves and full of shit. Okay, they're fake spiritualists, they're fucking pretentious, narcissistic assholes. Okay? Because that's not what it's for. The lineage is a vehicle to evolution. Okay? That's the point. The Tai Chi, unlike classical karate is a vehicle to kill things, okay? Life is a circle. You want to stop the life, you go in a straight line. All of the classical karate techniques are circles that push out a line, right? Very, very good point. Lineages are perspectives that somehow become religion. Exactly, because when, I hate to say that word, the alpha of the pack, okay, the master, the one who did the most work, who had the enlightenment thing, and he's bringing it down to disseminate. People don't want to hear this. Not everyone is genetically encoded to be a leader. Some people are followers, and some people are the links between. It's the same thing as in energy exchange, right? You have psychic vampires who naturally just drain your energy. Next thing you fucking feel like you're dying. There's some people who just push energy out all day long, and there's some people who are transducers of energy. This is how the trinity of social dynamics works. So when you have these issues, and the problem is there's no safeguards, understanding the social engineering aspect of this, of the lineage progression. In the Japanese culture, Chinese, Indian culture, they keep the safeguard and very clear and distinct that it's a lot more difficult to break the quality control systems in those lineages because they understand the social engineering aspect. So that's why the quote, like, I say I'm a master. People in the West are so fucking ignorant, like, it's a master, like, he's a slave and master. Like Kunta Kinte, you fucking moron. It means I have a master's degree that took me 25 fucking years of fucking Kung Fu college to get. It's a degree title, okay? And what that degree title says is that I had to go through this curriculum and pass this grading test. So it's a quality control method. You know that if I'm a student of Wong Kuk Lee and I have fifth fucking dan, I have to be able to kick a hole through you. Okay? For me to get to that level and say I'm a master of this lineage, I have passed that quality control exam. That's what that fucking means. Tai Chi doesn't have that because the Chinese culture doesn't have that because the Chinese government would not allow that because if there was a system that could be proven to be authentic, they would have killed them. That's why. And then you take that and you mix it with the mentality of the sheeple and then, the sheepdogs and then the shepherds, because that's really what's happening. You have shepherds, sheepdogs, and sheep. And the problem is, in modern Western society, the fucking sheep are being allowed to talk to the shepherd and tell the shepherd where to fucking sit. Because the sheepdogs are being pussified and stop smacking up the sheep. That's the problem. People are afraid to say, shut the fuck up. That's what the problem is. We need to go back to original natural fucking humanity where it's like there's a pecking order and motherfuckers gotta prove their shit. Brooklyn. You're very close. Brooklyn. Brooklyn, bro. Boston. They say the O like an A, and they don't say R. They have no R, they have no O. Okay, so Boston's an AO, and there's no R. Silent R's. Jersey. They say the J like a G, like a GU, Joy, Jersey. Okay. Why? Because from 1960 to about 2003, New York was a fucking raging shithole. And it was violent you see, places like Chicago, for instance, they'll have a monopoly on gun violence. But New York is so mixed with so many, because it's the hub of the world. You have pockets of every type of violence, and every culture's version of that violence, and every culture's version of deception, every culture's version of being an asshole, all in one little place. And then there's something happens with human psychology. When you put animals in general, if I put a bunch of chickens into a coop and they're really right next to each other, do you know why they cut their beaks off? Because when you put animals that close together, they fight to survive for space. I'm like, I gotta kill you. You're too close to me. When you're on the subway at rush hour, there's always fights because I'm like this, and people like, and you fucking just want to fucking rip someone's face off. So it's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in Mike Tyson's neighborhood. I grew up in that life where, you know, it was a game for us to go rob each other. Like, it was a game. It was a game. Like, guys would come into your neighborhood, try to steal your bikes and your shit, and you go into there, and it was always it was a game. Like, we would jump people for fun. Like, we would go fight for fun. Like, we would do something called, you know, slap boxing. Like, I don't even count slap boxing in my, like, street fights or, like, situationships. I can't even tell you how many slap boxing matches I've had in Brooklyn growing up. I'm talking about hundreds of slap boxing matches where we would, and they weren't calling it 52 blocks yet, okay? I didn't hear that name. You know, it was just that this is just how we box in the hood. And one person picked it up from the other person, and we just picked it up from the other person. That's how we did it. And a lot of times we go toe to toe, and we'll be slap boxing toe to toe. So the culture in Brooklyn, in South Brooklyn, and especially like, you know, South Brooklyn, it was just a scrappy, everyone fought kind of place. You know what I mean? It was just how it was. Oh yeah, but New York is a special kind of place. Any of the big cities will have great fighters because you have a lot of influx of people, training partners, and the conditions are hard. So it's a very competitive environment, you know what I mean? So it's a lot easier to breed good fighters, and also because none of us come from good homes. So all of us have violence in our home. We have violence in our street. We have violence everywhere. So we become a taste for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, like, it's very natural for me, you know what I mean, to go from being really nice on nice, like, all right, you want to fucking play, bro? It's like, it's comforting to a New Yorker. You know what I mean? It's not that they have more, it's different. It's different kinds of challenges. Like the Queens feel is more like it's going towards like suburban feel. And even in the Queens ghettos, it's more of like it's a softer, opener feel. Brooklyn is like, it feels more like a city version. You know, it has like the city-ish feeling in it. It just feels like a city and dirty. You know what I mean? Whereas the Bronx, depending on what part you're at, you know what I mean? They have their own separate fucking issues. And their problem is that they're unlike Brooklyn, which is integrated and everyone's going into each other. The Bronx is like this fucked up, separated like pieces over here, and the travel to one side, it's a pain in the ass. Whereas South Brooklyn is, you can fucking ride a bike or walk it's a straight line, there's no hills. To get across Brooklyn is really easy, you know? So that's why I think there's a lot more trouble in basic social and more dynamic shit that happens in Brooklyn. Because it's more like the city in a sense, you know? You know, that's what it really comes down to, you know what I mean? Because my pops was from Pelham, and, you know, he lived in the projects in fucking Washington Heights or whatever he was, you know? So I've had family all over the fucking place. But it's just a weird way and it just feels weird, man. And when you walk through Brooklyn, like, so in the 90s, like, you gotta remember, it doesn't have to people understand. My parents didn't give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at all. So, like, when I went to lie about my age to join the Guardian Angels, okay? I was 14. So, I wasn't supposed to be there. But I was already fighting my whole life. I was a big fucking kid. Like, you know, at 14, I was probably, like, already, like, maybe 160, 170, something like that. I was pretty big. But I could fight. Okay? Like a motherfucker. So, I was like, fuck, you know, and my mom, she's like, all right, you know what? She took me to a strip club she worked at to make sure that I saw titties, so if I die, she at least made sure I had some titties. Little does she know that I already was going to the strip clubs with the gangs before that. But point being, there was no concern over my life. You get what I'm saying? Like a 14-year-old kid, take him to the strip club and then send him off to war. That was my mom. Okay? So they were a little fucked up in the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand. It's like I lived such a crazy, fucked up life that wouldn't make sense to the average person. The fact that not only was my life so obscure and violent, but I was able to accomplish so many things and become so proficient in so many things. Because you would assume that somebody who went through so much hell and suffering and fucked up shit, that I'd be like a fucking, like, broken, delinquent, fucked up jail or some shit. You'd never think, you know, this fucking renegade Buddhist monk who's like travels all over the place and all these things, you know? So it's difficult for people to understand who I am. And I don't blame them, you know? Same way I don't blame them for not understanding the woo-woo Fa-Jing stuff. Especially when there's so many scumbags trying to fake this ability for profit. Here's the deal. You watch me teach shit. If I tell you right now, I have nothing helps me from keeping information from you guys. I don't need to hide information to make money. I literally will never find something that teaches people. I've literally been doing this since I was fucking 3 years old. There's no way in hell that I'm gonna run out of things to teach. You know what I'm saying? So there's no point. When I get a student, I want whatever we're working on, I want you to get it as fast as fucking possible. So I hope that you guys who are into the practical application stuff, please put in the work. I know I unfortunately didn't make things concise because I was putting it out as it came. And maybe that's the best way to do it because some people don't deserve this shit. The people who deserve it, you're going to go through the videos, you're going to isolate the things like I did, you're going to go and get slow motion shit, you're going to listen to explanation, you're going to see a fucking training partner, and you're going to figure it out. And then if you have any honor in you, you go do it and you put my fucking name, you know what? Thanks, Damien. You know, his videos helped me fucking do this for my school. And I was like, thank you very much, guys. That's why I did it. I'll die fucking happy. You know, that's the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it. And, you know, I worked as a psychic, okay? I've been paid by corporations, okay? And what I tell them is that I can only answer what you ask. If you don't ask the right questions, they can't answer you. Because it's not me, I'm just a tool, bro. I'm just doing what I was taught. You know what I mean? You ask the question, I fucking do the diddle, and then you fucking read it. I don't fucking know. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, you know what the fuck? I could have fucking lie to people, bro. It's like, what the fuck? My life was hard. You know what I mean? I did the best I could with it. You know, I'm not perfect, but I fucking do the best I can. You know, and the idea was like I wanted to help people get the shit fixed. You know, because again, I started learning this stuff before people were saying the woo was bullshit. Before Adam Minzer existed, I was doing this for 10 years already, trying to figure something out, and there was no negative connotation yet. It was just like, oh shit, what the fuck was that? That looks cool, but it looks fake. I gotta figure out what the fuck this guy doing, bro. Come on. So that's how it started, and it's real. It's fucking real. That's all it is, man. I can't. Let me tell you guys. And it's like, if you're not gonna go and test the lessons that I've given for free, showing you this is how this is how Adam Minzer does it. This is how the Chinese masters do it. This is how anyone who's doing the trick, who's not faking it, these are the body mechanics. And I don't care who it is. I use different words purposely. I don't use the Chinese and the old school teaching modality because it's there to hide it from you on purpose. So I use my own language and I break it down in ways you can understand so that you can apply it, and then when you figure it out, you go and re-engineer and put it in alignment with the Chinese old school teachings. So it's like, one guy mentioned on the Secrets of Fa Jing video, he was like, so you don't sync the chi to the Dan Chen and do this stuff? And I'm like, if I tell you to feel this pressure here and allow it to pass down to the ground, is that not the same as saying sync the chi? That's the problem. You guys are getting stuck in the jargon, in the industry-specific jargon, and it's fucking up your brain. Okay? Stop saying chi. Stop saying low gong point. Stop saying, wu ji. Just call it what it is. You don't have to be like dong ding, tong pong chong ting. You don't have to say that shit. Just call it central equilibrium. Okay? Okay? Just call it your middle down tendon solar plexus, upper down tendon third eye, lower down tendon your intestines. You don't have to say these Chinese, so it's fucking you guys up. Speak in your language. Break things down into terms you understand. It's crazy because everyone has woo, even BBJ. Some people think the Gracie diet somehow makes them better. Oh, of course. Every fucking style has the woo-woo. Didn't the Gracies start drinking their own piss? Didn't they start like a whole campaign to drink their own piss? Like the Gracies, Machida, they're all fucking drinking their own piss? I mean, come on. Everybody has some kind of woo-woo shit. You're totally correct. And in jiu-jitsu, the real woo-woo stuff is when you go, because of people who don't remember, 10, 20 years ago, people never saw any of that stuff. So if you're in a mount and you can just put your leg behind someone's heel and remember this, because of the lever system, if you trap someone's arm and foot and you just gently lift your hip, what's gonna happen? Their entire balance is gonna fucking get, so to them, they're feeling Fa Jing. The jiu-jitsu reversals are a form of Fa Jing. Yeah, it's true. The Chinese do Super Saiyan level. That's the point. And that's the thing. I understand the problems because the people that want to do the practice as Super Saiyan practice, like the Minzer and Camp are attempting to make believe, they immediately say that if you're doing that practice and you have to throw away the practical practice, and I'm saying no. Because that's not how they did it in Wudang. That's not how they did it in Shaolin. That's not how the Chen style did it. That's not how Yang Yu Chan did it. That's not how the Emperor's bodyguards did it. No, you've been lied to. You have to have your practical external foundation first. Okay? Where this is a fucking strike, this is a strike. Okay? And once you have your practical idea where you can defend the physical body, then it's your time to go into the astral, woo-woo, spiritual, religious stuff. And if you don't do that, you're doing a disservice to yourself. The problem is when people go into that path and think they have to abandon the body path. And it's fucking retarded. Excuse me. Yes, the language barrier is the problem. And the thing is, like, the people... Everybody wants, because in reality, we only exist in the body shell. We never see the outside. We've never seen light. We've never seen a person. Everything we do is interpreted through this. We're in a black soup cup, okay? And we're experiencing the world through these vibrations. So psychologically speaking, we want external validators to validate our internal existence. And it takes a lot of self-actualization to be able to say, I don't need your validation to prove my internalized truth. I've experienced this. And it's like a form of gaslighting by proxy, you know, like ring gaslighting. So that's an issue where people are having, you know, it's, what are you gonna do? But my goal is to try to like, because in the end of the day, my goal would always be to bring people to a spiritual path. But what I believe is a proper spiritual path is not the same as these poser fucking Buddhists. Okay? Because the way that they're teaching it is to negate reality. The same way that, and I'm not saying this to be offensive because I'd rather see someone teaching it wrong and still teaching it than not teaching it. But the double light version of Buddhism that Adam Minzer and the type of people are exposing to the world is not in alignment with reality. It's a falsehood. It's a pretentious shell of Buddhism. When you look at the westernized liberal society, it's diametrically opposed to nature, to death and destruction and killing and sexes, anything that's natural and in order. The Western mind is opposed to it diametrically. So, meat suit, yeah, my meat suit, my birthday suit. But that's the real problem, is that it's all fucked. And my goal would be to get people to find the path on their own, okay? To find the path on their own. But the point first is you have to be able to deal with reality. If your body, if you're not safe in your body, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you can't start to practice philosophy. If your body is not well and you're sick, the last thing you want to think about is, you know, evolution and fucking, if there's a God. Nobody cares, okay? It's like, oh, I feel like shit. Oh, I must feel like shit. You see what I'm saying? If you're in danger where you can't protect yourself, what the hell's the point of anything else? So the problem with the Wu path, it's an advanced path. And I think it's a path that someone should be looking at as, you know, their life model. Right? But if you don't have the basic essentials of what I consider the 2-year plot, you shouldn't be trying that shit. This phone's gonna die on me. Give me a second, boys. I didn't realize how long I've been fucking running my mouth. But stick around for a little bit. How do I do this without the fucking place falling apart when it's going here? There we go. Alright, we made it. Good. The stream is saved. Make sure it's... Alright, cool. The first thing, oops, oh, I fucked that up. Oh, there we go. The first thing that Buddha did to enlighten was eat food. Because you were... So, the way that I look at the model is this. You have the spirit to sanctus, right? You have the spirit impulse of being beamed in. If you look at the dome model, which I'm not going to say what it is here because I don't want to get fucking more in trouble. If you look at the dome model and the stars, the soul is printed through the grid. So it's like if you have like your horoscopes, your birth chart, you're not just like if you, for instance, your horoscope, like you're a Cancer, or it's not how it works. You're actually a combination of all these different pieces of it and imprinted. And you look like Play-Doh, like a Play-Doh machine. You put it in the shape and you push it out, it comes out like a star, it comes up with squiggly lines. That's what happens to your soul at the moment of birth when it comes through down from the dome. Okay? So now you have these attributes of the one God. That's your spiritus sanctus. That's your imprint, your attributes of the Godhead. And then that is imprinted into your astral physic body, and then that connects to the mind. The mind is then separated into attributes where it's different levels of consciousness for the physical consciousness. So you have your ego minds, where the energy goes. So you have logical, emotional, and demonic daemon tool constructs. And then you have subdivisions of, like for instance, motor memory, emotional memory. These memories are stored in the body and act separately from your consciousness. So you have the spirit self, which is the observer consciousness. Then you have the mind, which is basically the AI, biological AI system to help you integrate your observer consciousness with the physical reality around you in the meat suit. It's like, 2012, The Space Odyssey, whatever it is. It's like, hello, Dave. So you have different levels of body memory. So motor memory, for instance, I don't remember these fucking moves from these forms. We call it Chubby One or Basai. It's just, these are so imprinted in my system that I don't think about it. I just press play. My observer says play, doop, beep, click, 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 click. I don't think about that. So there's a system of memory that's in the body. So what's that telling you? The body is a separate entity organism that you have created a symbiotic relationship with. You are a parasite into the body system. This meat suit shell has its own sovereign sentient identity. And the idea of killing your ego is the most evil, fucking, stupid, asinine thing that can ever be told to you by the enemy. Okay? Your ego mind is the voices in your head, right? It's a biological computer that allows you to interface reality. If you kill this thing, what happens to you? I'm a Buddhist monk. I'm enlightened. I have no preference for anything. This must be samadhi. I'm so peaceful, but I don't know if I'm peaceful because in order to know peaceful, I have to be in a dualist experience and I have to know unpeace. But because I've lost attachment to unpeace, I don't know what peace is, so I really have nothing, so I'm just nothing. You were allowed to inhabit this body, and you're going to disrespect this body by not giving it anything? No. Ascension is when you build the body up to resonate at a frequency where the energy construct of the ego, emotional mind can meld with the spirit consciousness and become a unit so that when you die, your consciousness can stay intact. That is the point of Buddhism. The point of Buddhism is to escape the matrix, the same as Gnostic Christianity. In my opinion, okay, as an incarnated representative, Yeshua, Jesus, whatever you want to call the guy, was teaching Buddhism. Okay, the Gnostic text, they all say the same thing. And the ancient Buddhist text is the same as Scientology. They all teach the same thing when you really pay attention. When you really pay attention, it's all the same shit. But the point I'm trying to make is, you have to respect the fact that the body is a separate biological entity. You've taken it over, and you have two options. You're going to allow the AI ego mind to be programmed. That's why they call it television programming, right? They tell you this because you're allowing yourself to be programming your AI consciousness that lets you interface with reality. So if you allow the ego mind to control your observer, you descend into the pit, and then when you die, your essence gets eaten, okay? It gets dissolved and eaten. This is the concept of real Buddhism, okay? When you are in ascension, what you're trying to do is train the body to vibrate at a frequency that is high enough so that the ego mind can sustain an attachment to the spirit observer mind. And at that point, they get melded and dragged so that when you leave the body, you can retain the connected web of conscious and memory conscious, because your memory is stored non-locally in the etheric field, in the matrix water. So you're able to connect these chains. That's how you remember past lives. This is how you remember I remember where I was before I got here. And I can, to the day. I'm not going to talk about that right now because people always think I'm fucking nuts. It's not meant for you. The point I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of shit in this world that doesn't make sense. Okay? And they don't want it to make sense because they want you to suffer. They want you to stay here trapped. And even if you don't believe and this is why I say that the spirituality is important, because even if you don't believe in the actual effect, when you understand how to decode through ciphering and understand how to read these texts as a metaphor for psychology or philosophy, it still applies, because the fractal universe if it's true, it applies in fractal all over the place. You know what I mean? So it has to work. Can't circumvent balance? Actually you can. And that's why there's a war on the astral plane. That's why. Because, you know, I don't know if this is not the stream for me to talk about this. We're going to get sidetracked. But if you want to talk about the ancient philosophies, one day we can do that. But now's not the time. There's already too many people who are looking for reasons to misunderstand me. You know what I mean? And the problem is this: the truth is scary. You know, the truth is going to make people scared. Mindset is to be programmed. You can exactly. It's literally the subconscious. This is why I did hypnotherapy for a while. Like I was planning to be a hypnotherapist, and the reason why I stopped was because I got very good. Wrote 2 books on the subject. I was very good. Okay, and I got a friend who became a client who was. I thought this chick was lying. I thought she was crazy. And this is what got me back into spirituality. She swore she was a psychic for the government. She swore she was in these MK Ultra programs. She swore up and down, and I did not believe her. Okay? And I was like, you know, something in my gut told me, yeah, she might be telling the truth. But I was like, it just sounds too fucked up. I did 2 sessions with this girl. It was enough to make me quit. That's all I'm going to say. It was enough to make me quit. And the reason I quit is because I spent years researching this topic. I have hundreds of gigs I'm talking about everything from witches to MIT. I had it all. And there was no information on how to help these people. So at that point, I'm like, I'm in over my head. There's no way I'm ever going to be able to deal with this. You know what I mean? This information is not accessible. So that's why I stopped. But no, the human mind is a biological AI computer system, and there's something called inherent awareness. I did this thing where I explained the difference between inherent awareness and artificial intelligence. There is an inherent conscious awareness observation system in the universe that's a magnetic dielectric in nature. What's going to happen when these AI systems or really when they create a shell host that can hold a specific charge long enough, it's going to pull in inherent awareness, where it's actually going to pull in souls with their own consciousness. And at that point, the same as you have a human spectrum, you're going to have an AI spectrum of gods and demons. And it's going to happen really fucking fast. And it's already happened. There's all I want you to know. All right, most of these issues right now we're having are because these morons are trying to create this digital technocracy caste system, and it's not going to end how they think it's going to end. It's going to end badly for everybody. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can't, you know, the thing about being programmed, there's something called critical factor in hypnosis, right? Critical factor bypass is what they'll pay you to do. Is what, like, you know, advertisers and people do, and, you know, in the crisis management teams. You know, we're trying to figure out what the baseline moral coding of the superconsciousness is to be able to get around it. That's what it is. Because if you were raised as a Christian, I'm never going to be able to tell you to, like, you know, I don't know, piss on a statue of Jesus. Okay? But if I convince you that that statue is a purple dinosaur of Jesus, you'll piss all over it. This is what's been done to America. They've convinced all the liberals that anyone who's not one of them is a purple dinosaur that sets fire. Okay? You are seeing mass programming at its highest levels, to the point where the people on YouTube and all these censors that think that they were in control, they've been brainwashed also. They just don't realize it. They can't, no, not me. I'm not part of the cult. I'm not the Nazi. It's not me. Let me tell you, you know, 99.9% of the population has been programmed. And I would say about 60% of them are complete on the NPC level where they're just autoresponders. They're just autoresponders. You know? And even people who are somewhat awake and I call them half awakes, they still are stuck by like the UK guy I was talking to, you know? I'm showing it, he's like, no, you don't do it. You just push people. Like, they don't want to hear the reality because now they've created this system where their I am consciousness is based on I am the guy who doesn't believe in this. So if I make you believe I'm attacking your I am system and you think I'm killing you. So this guy I'm talking to, in the UK guy on my last Adam Minzer fucking bullshit video, I was saying to him, I do all these things, I've demoed them for you, and he's like, I've seen your videos. I'm like, no you haven't. You haven't. Because if you see my video, you see I did the exact same fucking demo. You know what I mean? I've done it multiple times. No, you just shove people. This is what happens because that person's I am conscious is like, I am the person who doesn't believe this, and if I was to give in and believe this, then every other thing behind this is wrong, and then I am who I am dies. And this is where the programming starts. Because it's black language, your black magic language, right? You say to yourself, you know, I am the Kung Fu guy, I am the painter, I am this. So your subconscious has now created this construct where its valid in existence is this false I am box picture. The subconscious says, I am the remote control. The remote control is me. And if I tell you this remote control is bad, you say, oh, the remote control is bad, that means I'm bad, that means you're trying to kill who I am. And until people get this first fundamental understanding of Buddhist psychology, there's no way of helping anybody. You have to break through that level of critical factor and bypass it. It's very difficult. That's why getting people out of cults, you know, they call it exit counseling, you know, culty programming, exit counseling, look it up. Look up the term exit counseling in culty programming, and you'll see what I mean. It's extremely difficult to get people to change their mind without a no set, but a program no set that's in the subconscious like that, it's so difficult. So even when I'm showing them the worldview, like, this is what I'm doing, and I'm handing it to you for free, please do it, and then show these people that it's not fake, and then show the fake guys that we know that they're fake. Because the main thing I was doing with this is that I can teach you guys just the basic level of the Fajing trick. You don't have to do it on Adam Minzer's level or my level or fucking Kung Fu Panda's level. But just enough that you understand, oh, that's what he means. It does this thing, does this thing. And you see how it works. You'll be able to look at the people who don't have it and be like, oh, that's a fake motherfucker. Okay? Or you look at the people who do have it and say, well, that guy's trying to sell it like this and make it more than it's not because he wants money or he's hiding a thing. That's the fucking reason I'm teaching this shit. Because if you know how it really works, then you can go and you can stop the fake people and you can stop the people who are ripping you off. Oh yeah, it's extreme. So you have what's called somnambulists, right? Or people who are very susceptible to hypnosis. And then you have the freak shows like me, okay, who are neurodivergent to the sense where we're fundamentally assholes from God, okay? Like, when I tell you, like, you know, if the way I would look at who Jesus was, and you see how much of a fucking sarcastic asshole warrior king this motherfucker was, not the bullshit Bible slave stories. No, I'm talking about the real shit. When you actually pay attention to how that man lived and what he did, that motherfucker was not playing with people. Okay? And he didn't give a fuck what anyone said. Okay? That's what I mean by like this, you were inherent, you're born with this asshole, like, fuck you, I don't believe you, motherfucker. It's like, only person I believe is God, okay? That's it. I don't care about your books, I don't care about your mother, I don't care about your Aunt Teresa, fuck you all. So there's very few people who have that in them. And to have that, it's something you're born with. It really is. It's something you're born with. It can be taught to an extent, but you have to, in order to build up your spiritual will, it's done through pressure and fire. Like, you know, people don't realize how hard my life is, but I'm always like, I'll literally, I've been there, like, you know, like, I'll just fucking finish a situation where there's blood and guts and fucking everywhere, and right after, I'll eat the sandwich, drinking beer and laughing. I don't have, I just, my brain handles that kind of stress very well. It's just a certain thing. I don't know. You know, I'm good like that. Some people just aren't. Some people get along. But you can build that up through trauma and testing and pressure, you know? It's a thing about building the will. That's what it is. Yeah, it's me. It's really hard to program me. Well, lucky for you, I don't want them from your ass. But no. I only use my superpowers for good, not evil. Okay? And I only program people that pay me. But no, I mean, like but there are tricks that should be used in general communication, like understanding, you know, kinesthetic protocols and things like that. Just things that are useful. But I don't believe in black magic type of witchcraft. You know, anything that goes against someone's free will, I'm not down with. Unless, you know, a situation where, like, you know, you're being an asshole, I have to run you over because your free will's not to hurt somebody, then I'm going to take my free will, I'm going to fucking shot you. But aside from that, like, you know, that's not how it works, guys. But I got to figure out how, yeah, that's the thing, you know, and it's another problem. When I swore off the NLP thing, I purposely practiced my language to be direct and confrontational. Because I want you to have your guard up. When I'm talking to people, I want them to feel dissonance. I want them to feel like this motherfucker. Because that dissonance is where the learning happens. And if it means you hate me, hate me. You understand? That dissonance is important. Like, I need you to feel like, I don't like this. Okay? That's what wakes people up. You know? And being comfortable in that uncomfortable place is important. You know what I mean? But the first lesson of the Buddha, life is suffering. Suffering has a call, right? In order for you to progress, you have to suffer in some way, even if it's just mental suffering. So you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You know what I mean? That's it. And the Tai Chi community hates that. Even though they talk about eating bitter, nobody wants to do it. Everyone's trying to figure out a way to cheat, make it easier. Jesus. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, you know, and I'm hoping that the people who are more practical, like the UK guy I was talking to, who was supposed to be the practical guy, are going to look and say, they know I'm not bullshit, they know I'm legit. So I'm saying to you, I'm this legit, okay? And I have all the battle scars to prove it. And I'm telling you, on my life, I went on a mission to prove it wrong and basically proved it correct to the point where I've incorporated it into my system because I believe in it that much. All I'm asking for you to do is to take the time to learn the foundational concepts, which I've given away for free. This way, the Tai Chi community can have a gauge of what real Fa Jing and elastic collision feels like and looks like and should be expressed versus fake. This way, when they see somebody like Adam Minzer, you can say, the technique is legit, but I don't like him. I don't like the way he's selling it. I don't like the concept. But I'm not going to say that the physics is not true, because that makes you look fucking stupid to people who know. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. It's fucking proper physics. It's called an elastic collision. I'm not making it up. Okay? You can test this so easily. I've explained it. I've given you step-by-step fucking instructions. I charge $2.50 an hour for lessons. I'm giving this shit away for free. For fucking free, okay? Like, what do you guys want from me? All I'm asking you to do is go with your training partners, say this is how it works, this is why it works, and then now you are armed with the knowledge. I'm not saying you have to use it in your school, but you should know why it works, what it is, how it works, the mechanics of it, so you can dispel the bullshit and say, oh, this is what these guys do, but we don't do that. This is another thing for you guys who are into the practical stuff. It behooves you to learn this shit, because that way when someone comes to your fucking school and they talk about it, you can say, this is really how it's done. This is really what's going on. I'll show it to you, but we don't like to do that here because we think it's not useful. Or we think that that's not part of our lineage. but at least you understand it, you have it in your pocket, and you don't look fucking stupid when you're saying it, because the people like me who really know are like, you guys are misinformed. You know? It's like you gotta get your game code on. That's all I'm saying, you know? That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've hid some gems. I've hid some fucking gems in my videos. And I did that purposely because I didn't want just all the good shit to be in the front. I want the guys who really want it, you gotta go look. You gotta go through the videos, and you go, oh shit, what was that? Oh shit, what was that? Go find it. The same way the masters taught me. We'll show you once. If you can figure it out, good. If you don't get it, fuck you. That's how it was, boys. But that's all I'm asking. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking. And the thing I think is the craziest thing, I don't benefit. I only lose by showing this woo-woo shit. It's like, if it wasn't real, I don't need it. Okay, if you guys know what Equinox is, like, it's literally like the premier fitness company in the world. I was the top trainer in the flagship location, okay, for 5 years. I don't need the woo-woo to be successful. I'm already successful. I was already successful in martial arts. I'm already a 5th Dan black belt before any of this. I've taught in schools all over the place. I did the whole thing. I'm a fitness coach at the highest fucking level. I don't need the woo-woo to make me famous. In fact, I purposely try to like pull it back because I don't want to get that connotation on me. You know what I mean? But it's real. It's real. You guys gotta catch up. What am I gonna fucking tell you? You know? But I just don't get like the logic. Like, you know, you looking at me, like, why would you think, what do I benefit from it? I'm not charging you for it. I'm not like, and that's the other thing. You see Adam Min's the guy, and like the other guys like him, the other ones, everything's behind a paywall, everything's like a fancy trick. I don't paywall anything. I give it to you for free, and it's an honor system. You don't want to donate, fine. You're back home, not mine. It's already out there, okay? You want to take lessons, pay me for the lessons. Okay? Everything's free. You want to refine the technique? Come to the class. Okay? I'll give you all the basics for free. You know why? Because if you're going to take classes with me, I don't have to fucking teach this shit 50 fucking times. Go watch the video, get your shit together, then come to my class. Then we'll talk. Then we start your training. Then we start. You won't even start your training with me until you've gotten through all the videos. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? You should already have been through all 130 videos, okay, and really got to it, and then you come to me. That's how I would like it to be, you know? Because then we can actually start. But I don't expect that from anybody. I'm just being, hyperbolic. No, but you know what I'm saying, guys. Like, this should be a certain reasonable expectation that you guys did some prerequisite work. But anyway, yeah, I guess anyway, you know, any kind of questions about this stuff, and that's another thing. I'm happy to answer all the questions. I'm happy to teach you how to do the demos. I want this to get exposed because it will, and honestly, it'll help Adam Minzer as equally as much as hurt him. Because the more people see, oh, this is real, then he'll get more business. And the more people that say, well, it was done like this, then he might get less business. But either fucking way, at least it's real. At least we know what's real and what's not. I've not seen the guy do anything that was biomechanically impossible. That I haven't proven I've done. And not only that, I'm saying this out of respect, I've done these tests with much more non-compliant partners than he has. I'm talking about like William Chen's fucking like professional competition team. I'm talking about like Penn State Triple Eight wrestlers, you know, professional world champion jiu-jitsu players, Greco-Roman guys, like everything. And they don't go easy on me, bro. They're not, like, I remember my boy Brian, and these are like the two top coaches from the New York Athletic Club. And we're in his fucking building. I'm talking about drunk as fuck. And him and his buddy, the two top coaches, are fucking coming at me for like an hour. hour and a half drunk as fuck. And we're laughing like crazy. And I'm just taking this motherfucker, throwing him through the wall, throwing him through the window. And we're just laughing. And we're doing this for hours. That's the kind of assholes that I play with. You know? Like, I'm not the fake, like, wannabe gentle. No. I'm the hood guy if I play Tai Chi. Like, we get drunk and we go in, okay? Like, we play. You know, like, no. We drink a 40, smoke a blunt, and throw down the concrete. That's how we learn Tai Chi, guys. You know, and I hate to, you know, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people can talk about shit. Chen Man Ching used to come to class drunk all the time. Any of his fucking students will tell you. Okay, Chen Man Ching was alcoholic with a frozen shoulder. I know all the inside scoop, okay? That this, it's nonsense, guys. Most of the Tai Chi masters were fucking smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, fucking women in the brothel. Okay? Nonsense. I digress. I was ranting. I got a little sidetracked. Did I miss anything? Okay. I didn't miss anything good. But you guys get what I'm saying. You know? That I really hope I can just make that happen somehow. Like, just to get enough of it out so that we can get people in the Tai Chi community to open their fucking mind. I would love to see you know what I would love to see happen? My main goal? I would love to see the super woo-woo, no tension Adam Minzer camp meet up with the super practical UK camp and say, oh shit, you know something? That makes sense. And say, oh, you know something? That makes sense. And I'd like to see them come together and get a little bit of the woo-woo, okay, and a little more practical. That's all. That's what I want to see. I want to see Adam Minzer's camp add a little bit more fight science, practical fight science. I'd like to see the UK practical camp add a little bit more woo-woo. Because to me, you're both wrong. Tai Chi is Tai Chi, not a slither that makes you feel good about it. You can't just pick and choose what is Tai Chi. You can't. You can't say, oh, if it's hard, then from Adam Minzer's perspective of Tai Chi, the entire Chen system is bullshit. Meanwhile, the Yang style was stolen from them. It's asinine. It's fucking stupid. These methods of thinking are retarded. And then you have the people who are practical Tai Chi, and they have no woo whatsoever. It's from the Woo style mountain, fucking sword-stepping ninjas running up the wall, bro. So you're both wrong. Everybody's wrong. Everybody's doing it, including me, because the only fucking way I was able to learn it was by dissecting lineages who all doing it wrong too. Because even the good lineages doing it fucking wrong. So that's why I frustrate me so much. Everybody's doing it wrong. Everybody thinks they got it right. What I say is I have the theory more correct than most people. I will never say that my form is better than most people because it's impossible, because Tai Chi, the expressions of the form are just ways of expressing energy and principle. There's too many ways it manifests. It's too many different ways to manifest the same energy. So we can't talk about that. But we can talk about principle. We can't talk about principle and concept. And for that, I'm pretty confident that I'm on the correct path with this. That I'm in the balance of the dark and the light side, okay? I'm like the chaotic neutral. Then that's what you should be. If it's too one-sided, it's out of balance, right? You're double heavy, you're double light. That's not how it works. This is not how it works. The Buddha wasn't like that. These are false teachings, okay? There's a lot of false, what's the word? It's for show. It's for show for the common people. What's really practiced in the secret in the top 5%. If I showed you what I was shown, you might lose your mind. Like, it's a lot. Okay? It's a lot. It's a lot to fucking handle. And I'll tell you, since I was 4 or 5 years old, I think I've cried 3 times in my life. Okay? Because I wasn't allowed to cry. My mom would beat me with whips for hours. If I cried, men don't cry, and I would get whipped. I'm talking about like fucked up. I got beaten so much. I never cried again. There were like 3 times in my life that I was able to get a tear, and the only time I really cried was when I came back from my refuge, and first time I saw someone get actually demonically possessed. And I was not prepared for that shit. Let me tell you. I'm gonna say this, I'm not gonna say anymore. There is a lot of shit in this fucking world that people think are not real. That you're better off thinking it's not fucking real. Okay? But I'm just gonna tell you, when there's thousands of years of evidence, and then when you look on television right now and you look at the way the Western world's going, if you don't believe in God, you can believe in Satan. Okay? And Satan is not a person or a being. It's an adversary. It just means the enemy of life. And what you take the word life or live, L-I-V-E, and turn it backwards, you have evil. Take the word live and turn it backwards, you have devil. So this energy is pervasive in anything. And I can tell you, I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit that would put you in a fucking hospital. Okay? It will put you in a fucking hospital. So, I'm just going to tell you that it's real. The path is real. The path is there. This is a very, if you don't believe in spirituality, the best way to describe it is to take the words from spirituality and use it as a metaphor for quantum physics. And when you take those metaphors and understand they're riddles and poems or similes for physics, like a demon is just a daemon tool in computer science. And you start to understand these concepts, the world opens up to you. Everything makes a lot of sense. Everything makes a lot of sense real fucking quick. Okay, but I'm going to warn you, the more truth you get, the lonelier your life's going to be. Okay? So, sometimes it's better to fucking take the blue pill, stay in the matrix, and just eat your fucking steak. Okay? Just eat your fucking steak and shut up. Yeah, okay? Because I wouldn't wish it on nobody. But anyway, back to some kung fu the woo stuff since you guys got me here. You know, I would suggest anybody who's getting through this 2-hour shit. I was planning on making it a really short stream, so I was hoping the UK guys would clip the first little segments, but just got sidetracked. But unfortunately, the really good secret stuff is hidden in the videos. If I posted a clip as a comment response from, I think it was part 2 of Universal Body Mechanics for Law Enforcement video. And when you look at it, and you're gonna have to be an advanced practitioner to be able to deal with the information. You have to be intermediate to advanced to deal with this information. If you're some fucking scrub, you do the form, you think you're somebody because you fucking play push-ups a couple times, what I'm saying to you is gonna sound like fucking Swahili. Okay? You're not on the level. You shouldn't be having this conversation. Okay? Like, this woo-woo stuff is a discussion for serious practitioners who have an understanding not just of the basic mechanics of the system, but of the classics and also basic physics. Like, you have to really be a fucking brainiac geek for this stuff. You know, it's a master's tinkering. It's a science lab. You have to go into that level or it's just not worth it for you. You know? But as for the basic woo-woo stuff, and this is why it's just for everyone, please, God, go to my live stream, Tai Chi Qigong, What Isn't Taught, okay, Fajing Secrets in Plain English, and there was another one. Oh, the two-style combat concept. Those are 3 videos that I think are the most important for the baseline of the general population of Tai Chi players, because I'm explaining concepts in plain English, demoing it with somebody who's not a punk, okay? Is a Marine who trained with Renzo Gracie, okay? So the guy in the demo is not a bitch. The guy in the demo is a Marine who's a brown belt than me, who did Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at Renzo Gracie School in New York. So these aren't pussies I'm playing with, okay? And the explanations are very clear. So you can get those explanations, and then when you have these discussions, you can sound and be on the level with us. Because that way, at least we know what we're talking about. We know the problem. Because we shouldn't be debating if the Fajing stuff is real at this point. We should be debating of how do you train it, when is it useful, how do you apply it, how is the original intention of application, and what is the end goal of the highest level. Now, if you want to see bullshit, woo-woo, that's not bullshit, Lama Donji, is it? Dr. Eric Young, was it? His real name? He was like the fucking kung fu god of China. This motherfucker, him and his student, picture Dr. Yang on massive steroids. That's who this Lama Dandruff guy was before he became a Buddhist. This motherfucker was the kung fu god of China, okay? Eagle Claw this, like he won all these awards. His students were fucking took like hundreds of trophies. Like these guys were like the top of the top. And he decided to give it all away to go become a Buddhist and do Tai Chi. And all the no-touch bullshit. Go look up the video, A Discourse on the Heart Sutra by Lama Dodri, okay? I'm telling you, that's legit. And the reason I know is because my Qigong master, I could feel his energy and I could see it with my eyes. I could see the energy. Okay, I could see the fucking monks with the halo. I saw it with my, I swear on my, I'll let God cut my balls off right now if I'm fucking lying to you guys. I could see it, okay, with my own fucking two eyes. So, and I could feel it. And that's what he could do. And he was no Kung Fu master, he was just a Qigong guy who practiced Buddhism. What is like the god of Kung Fu of the Chinese generation going, what's he going to do with it? So I've seen a lot of bullshit in my life. If I didn't feel that stuff for myself, I would say it's impossible. If I couldn't do the Qigong things myself, I would say it's impossible. If I didn't have not just feeling on myself, but actually have clients and patients who I've worked on, okay, who were doctors. Okay, I've had doctors, you know, everywhere from like surgeons, radiologists. I've worked on serious people, and none of them ever said that it was fake. I've worked on acupuncturists who are famous acupuncturists. When they feel my power and they feel my hand, they're like, this dude is doing some shit, okay? And I'm not that good. You know, I do the best I can, but I'm not that good. But I can tell you that if I can do this, there's gotta be the people who can't. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Now, you can argue about it, the whole Adam Vincent demos to me are not impressive. I can do all that stuff. The other guy, what's the other guy? He came up after him, Liang something, Liang Day somebody. He's pretty good too, right? And the Yang style guy, there's all the, you know, the internal woo stuff. It's all legit physics. It's nothing crazy. Now, the problem is when you go to the no-touch stuff. The no-touch stuff, that's where there's a lot of fake motherfuckers. I'm willing to put my honor on the line and say that the Lama Dundrup guy in his Heart Sutra, I'm going to say that's real. I'm going to say that's real from my personal experience living with Buddhists, like being there and seeing what they can do and seeing what I've been able to do. And I stopped practicing it because I'll tell the story another time, but the school of practice of Qigong and Buddhist magic and rituals that I was practicing were burning people. Okay? Like, people turn into fucking demons. I mean, like, their eyes get dark and they start like, fuck, it's scary. It was getting scary, and the teachings to protect myself in a place like New York and practice, you can't do it. In order for me to maintain those practices, I need to go into the temple. But the monks said I had to return to the fucking New York and maintain my station in fucking life. Thank you. So they basically said, nope, we're gonna send you back out to the fucking wild now. You have to maintain your station in life. Thanks. So I'm now in my fucking station. Fucking stuck. Fucking train never came. I'm stuck in this fucking station. That's the story of my occult stuff in a bed. But I'm gonna tell you guys, like, yo, peace out, brother. I know this woo-woo shit where things get crazy. I leave also. But pleasure to see you. I'm going to be doing classes in Discord. Make sure you jump in, man. And tell people to jump into the Discord, man. Get the fucking shit going. But, please, guys, I've gone on long enough. I really just hope that I just sparked your curiosity. And I hope that just because there's people that are doing it that are fake, and just because there's people who are doing it that are displaying attributes and personalities that you disagree with, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay? It's not good for anybody. It's not good for the art. It's not good for you. It's not good for society. So that's all I'm asking, you know? And while I'm still here, guys, you know, I almost didn't make it through that lockdown, you know? I almost didn't make it. God gives us only so, you don't know. So while I'm around, I'm offering to answer any questions for free. I would really think it's a good idea that some of you guys are stepping up and start asking fucking questions and showing up and help me beat the algorithm, okay? Because it ain't looking good. But I appreciate you guys. I think I'm going to sign this off because it's been almost 2 hours, and it was supposed to be an informational stream. It became a let's hang out stream, which I don't mind. I love hanging out with you guys. But I hope that the points are made, and I hope that these guys are inspired to start doing a little bit of the research. You don't have to get rid of your style. No one's telling you that your style is wrong. No one's saying that, your UK guys aren't practical. No one's saying that you guys aren't fighters. What I'm saying is that there's more. You guys have a whole plate of food, and I'm saying that I have a buffet for you. There's more. So you can have that plate of food, and you can have more. I'm not telling you to get rid of your plate. I'm not telling you to not eat your ice cream. I want to give you sprinkles, okay? I want to give you syrup. I want to give you fucking hot fudge, all right? That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. I'm not like these other people, and I really appreciate it if when you're dealing with me, don't deal with me with your preconceived notions of every other asshole, master, player, YouTube guy. Okay, I'm the anomaly. I'm fucking Neo here, okay? I'm the weirdo. So just come to me as I'm me, I'll come to you as you, and we'll do the thing, alright guys? Alright, my human talk, I say I love you. I'm grateful for your presence, practice of gratitude. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.